Right, this is a review for the Paris Pass 2017, and I'm going to try and do this whole review in under 10 minutes, as long as it takes for this video behind me. So Paris Pass 2017, we got the 3-day pass, which includes the Paris Museum Pass, some other areas of interest, and a 3-day bus, metro, rail pass. And personal opinion, I thought it was absolutely amazing. You need to make sure you get yourself one of these at the airport. It's a free little map, basically. There's loads of them everywhere, but I don't know if a similar one was available anywhere else. I'm sure there was, because the maps are getting handed out left, right, and centre in Paris. But this is basically a map of the metropolis, or the Paris version of the underground system, or London Underground, and it is very, very simple to follow. It's the lines are in different numbers, the different colours, and the directions, which we found quite daunting at the beginning. But the directions, so there's two ways, of course, and what you'll see is at the beginning of the line, at the end of the line, let's take, for example, line number 10, I don't know if you can see it, and it's Boulange, yeah, that way. And if we go right to the end of line 10, where's it gone? Go right to the end of line 10. Okay, so the end of line 10. Here is Marseille. You can't see it, but that's what it says. But anyway, rule of thumb: the start of the line is Boulange, and the end of the line is Marseille. And it will say, when you get off at changing intersections, it will say 10 to Boulange in that direction. It will have a list of all the stops anyway. It's such great fun to follow because it's very easy, and you feel very smug with yourself once you suss it out. But anyway, grab one of these Metropolis passes and you will be very pleased. I don't know if that's the front or whatever I showed you earlier, but you can get these from the airport, so make sure. We got something called the bus direct from Paris to our hotel near Eiffel Tower, and that was €17, and that was very, very good value for money. There was some kind of parcel or baggage left at the train station, so the RER, what we were going to get, was closed off temporarily. So they said it could take 20 minutes or 10 hours, it depended on whatever it was. So we decided to go against that, and hence the reason why we got the bus direct. But the RER, which is like an overground shuttle, was absolutely great. So transport with this, unlimited, amazing, yeah, unlimited everywhere, wherever you go, it's great. Transport's quite cheap there anyway, and I think, now that we've sussed it out, we probably would do things different. But anyway, Paris Museum Pass, and you can go to all these monuments in there. Look at their website and they will let you know, but be warned, there's only a couple of sites that you can queue jump. One is the Louvre, which is a requirement, which is a must. That's great. It will list it all on the website. Right, this is the Paris Pass website, and you can see, hopefully, here is the 3-day option that we got, which was around about the same price, I think. They said they've got a sale on. I think we paid slightly more. We paid €169. But anyway, we got the 3-day version, and we flew out on Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday. We came back. So what we decided to do was activate it on Friday when we got there. Kind of a good and a bad idea, because we fitted in so much stuff, but we were quite tired because the flight was like at silly hours, 6 o'clock in the morning or something. So so that's the price. And then what you need to be warned of is, because here you can see on the corner, hopefully, where has it gone? There, you can see on the corner here, it says fast track entry, and it's only for certain monuments. So the Louvre, the Orsay Museum, we didn't go to that one, and the Grooving Wax Museum, we didn't go to this one either, or the Centre Pompidou. You just, you know, after a while, it's so many museums you can see, really. But we pretty much went to a majority of these. Saint-Chapelle, absolutely next level. You have to see the stained glass windows. Basilica of St Denis as well. It's just, yeah, there's so much to see there, and with this pass you need to be very, very active. So be aware that not all attractions are fast track. We bought a separate ticket for the Eiffel Tower. It's not included on here, but this is here this time, which says the Paris Story, and I'm not entirely sure what this is. Free entry with Paris and Paris Pass 20% off. Okay, free entry with the Paris Pass and 20% off with the Paris Story DVD. Right, okay. Paris Story is a theatre, 140 seats, located near the Opera Garnier, which is an absolutely amazing building, where the Phantom of the Opera story, myth, or whatever it was created. Presents a new film about the history of Paris. Right, okay. So it's not, yeah. So the Eiffel Tower's not included, but there is a shed load more, that is. And if you fit it in, you know, very proactively, then you will get the most of it. At the end, we literally done more or less everything by about the second day. What we done was just kind of rush there and took it in for a little while, but we knew we had the itinerary. Once you use your card, apparently it's activated, then you've only got 3 days. So we just had to fit in the most. We didn't go to the Palace of Versailles either. That is out of the zones of where this Paris Pass enables you to go. So as you can see, this is focus zones 1 to 3. I think that's just the Palace of Versailles is just outside zone 3. But apparently, don't quote me on this, you could just stay on. If you got on somewhere within zone 3, you could just stay on, but then on the way back you'd have to pay. It's about €1.90, very cheap for wherever you want to go. It seems like it. So it's very cost effective, the transport. They come literally almost every minute. It was absolutely amazing. Don't rush for it. If you can hear the Metropolis, the Underground coming, don't rush for it. Another one's going to turn up pretty much straight away. So anyway, we've done all these sites, well, most of them. We had the chill. What else did we do? We didn't do this, the wine tasting. Apparently it's very good, so if you're into that, make sure you take advantage of that. There's little samples of wine, and I don't think you'll get drunk of it, but if you're a wine person, then go for it. I was on antibiotics, so I couldn't drink anything, which is very unfortunate, but there you go. The big bus tour. We had seen everything by Sunday, so we thought, you know, what do? We went on the river boat cruise as well, down the river scene, which is included in this also. We just fit in so much because of this. This kind of forced us, the Paris Pass, to make sure you take advantage of it, and it was well worth it. The Mona Lisa is amazing. The Louvre Museum is amazing. We were in there for very little time just because we wanted to see some of the main bits, and we knew what we wanted to see, and then we done one basically. And anyway, this big bus tour is another great way. You can hop on and off, but you can only use it for a day, so be mindful of that. So if you use it on Friday, for example, if you went on Friday and you had the 3-day Paris Pass like we had, you could only use it for that day, and that's it. But it's a great way to get around the sites, to navigate yourself. So if you're not into looking at all these crazy maps and you don't want to, you know, try and navigate or stress yourself out too much about taking public transport, get on the big bus, which is included in the Paris Pass, and it will drop you off. You can basically more or less catch it and leave whenever you want. Yeah, so you can get off and on whenever you want, but at each location. So they've got designated points which they'll give you a map of, but it stops at more or less all the places that we went via public transport. We wanted to do it because we wanted to experience a bit more of traditional Paris, if you want to call it that. So yeah, overall Paris pass, well worth the money, and the stress that it saves you from buying tickets and all the rest of it. There are a few little bits and bobs you have to kind of get yourself, like the Eiffel Tower ticket, which we thought was quite bizarre that it wasn't included in this, but there we go. So yeah, if you are going to Paris for a few days and you don't want to stress about buying tickets and public transport and all the rest of it, get yourself one of these. Great investment, and I'm glad I purchased it now. I'm in an R ultimately, but it is well worth the money. And then after you've been, if you want to go Paris again, then you would have sussed it out with no stress. Even, for example, if you got off at the wrong stop, then you kind of exited and you went up top. When you come back down, you have to pay again. So this pass actually just takes the stress out of that stuff. So yeah, if you want no stress, get this pass, and then you can figure out Paris. And if you want to visit again, I'm sure you'll do things slightly differently.